I'm going to trying to start the show at 3. We'll see how it goes. So here's our first one. And I want to also do something fun, but I'll announce it when a lot more people get here. It's just me and Antoinette hanging out. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Oh, now there's 9 people. Just jumped. I don't think the counter is 100% perfectly on time. Ocean Current, Miss Nancy, Lee, and Valerie. Okay. Let's do. Oop-a-doo. Oof. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. All right. There we go. Better. Let's put some of these back. Right. Okay. Yay. All right. Just moving things around. All right, got 13 people here. We're getting closer. Closer. All right. Let's see. 14. Let's wait till we get to 15, and then we'll start the intro part. All right, 15. All right, I'm going to take a few minutes now and ask for your questions. Ask me, you ever hear that? Ask me anything. Ask me what you would like to ask about selling jewelry, selling art, setting up a business, starting out, anything along those lines. What's something you would like to ask that you think I could offer an answer maybe? Give me questions, and I'm going to write down the top 10 questions, and then I'm going to answer them in an upcoming video. So you give me any question at all. It could be a question for yourself, a question on behalf of your daughter or your nephew or someone else who's trying to start something. Basically, what would you like to know? What are 10 questions that, all right, how do you price is always one that comes up. All right, we'll do that. How do you price? Got it? Okay, how do you handle account finances keeping track I'm going to say / bookkeeping. Is that a question? What kind of art? Like what kind of art sells? What kind of art should you do? Or were you asking, Destiny, rephrase that. Do you mean like what kind of art is easiest to sell? How do you keep inventory? What do you mean by that? Like how do you keep up with enough? How, I'm going to put it that way. How do you keep up enough inventory? Okay. What kind of art sells best? Okay, we're up. We got 4 down. These are good questions. Really, really good questions. I'm already thinking of the answers in my head. I want to answer them, but I'm going to wait because I'm going to put them all together in a video, and that way I can just focus on the answers and not keep getting sidetracked by all the other people asking questions. Okay, more and more questions. Anyone else? Anyone who just tuned in, I'm asking you to ask me questions about starting an art business. If I don't see a question, just repeat it. Yeah, should I do a live demonstration at a show? Good question. Etsy, Shopify, or what is best to sell online? If not good at selling in person, should I stick to online sales? All right. Do you have an item, in parentheses, items you would never part with? Okay, that's 8. Two more. I need 2 more. My eyes are, I don't know, they're getting better every day, but they're kind of up and down. So, the best way to market, how would I phrase that? Just like that. What is the best way to market yourself? All right, that's good. How do you handle sales tax? That kind of goes under finances, but it's a little bit different. I might make that a separate question, or I might include it in number 2. How do you handle account finances and bookkeeping? So we might be at 10, but I'll make room for 11 in case someone has one more. How much inventory it shows? That's the easiest one, but I'll make it number 11. How much inventory should you bring to a show? Yep, I'm tempted to answer some of these right now. Some of them are so easy, and I have a knee-jerk like, answer is so simple. But I will leave you guys in suspense, and I will manage to. It's probably harder for me to hold on to not talking. But yeah, so I will release a video on that in astrophysics. I had people ask me questions about questions about starting an art business that you think maybe I can answer that you'd like to know. All right, I'll run down them real quick, and I will give you guys, since you are my people, I will give you guys the freebies, the early answers, and then later on I'll read these again and I'll answer them thoroughly in a video. Okay, so you ready? Here are your answers to your questions. How do you price items? Simple answer, like a monster. Okay? How do you price items is a question of weakness. It is the assumption that I don't know how to price items. Newsflash, nobody knows. When I start a sale, when the person with 30 years experience does their next sale, they have no clue what the exact number to put on every item is, that they can read the brain of the person who's going to come up and know exactly the full amount that person will pay, not a penny less and not a penny more that'll make them walk away. Nobody knows. So you price your stuff with confidence and you go do it. And if you don't make money, then you cut your prices in half and you go back. And then if you sell out too fast, then you raise your prices again. But I have a couple videos on this where I talk about there's tricks. Believe it or not, the coupon thing works. The discount thing works. You don't have to print coupons. Offer people value and then give them a discount. Tell people it's worth, say you're happy with this much. Tell people it's worth this much. Say this is the starting price. And then cut it in half and say, I'm going to give you half off. Make up an excuse to give every single customer half off. It's 2:00. You get half off. You're my 100th customer. You get half off. I haven't had a sale in half an hour. You get half off. But you got to confidently price your items higher. So when you give them half off, they feel the value. You're not being deceptive. You're not playing a game. Every store plays it and every customer loves it. When the stores stop doing that game, people stop shopping because people love that. And technically, who knows what your piece is worth? Your piece, people pay $4,000 for a teeny tiny diamond set in a teeny tiny little thing that was probably done by some kids in Asia. So why isn't your piece worth $4,000? To somebody it might be. So if you want to get 20 and you price it for 40 and then you give people half price, stop judging yourself. You're not manipulating them. You're just being a savvy seller, okay? That's how you price your items. Number 2, how do you handle account finances, keeping track, bookkeeping? Get yourself a separate account a separate bank account for your business. Totally separate. Checking is easiest. Get a checking account with a debit card, totally separate just for your business. Every time you buy something that in any way relates to your business, you use that debit card. Every time you hook up any credit card machine, anything, any finances, you hook it directly up to that account. And do charge sales tax if your state has it. Set up your credit card machine, set up the math, do charge sales tax. Otherwise, you're going to pay for it later because your state is going to come after you for sales tax. What's it called? And make sure you talk to your accountant, and if you can, set up an S corp like right away. But at the very least, just, you don't have to be crazy. You don't have to do all kinds of fancy stuff. You're a small-time business person. Just set something up and make it very clear and very simple. How do I keep enough inventory? Just make stuff constantly and stop judging yourself. All your mistakes, put them out on a value table for $5. An S corp is like incorporated. When you get incorporated, there's sole proprietor, partnership, which I don't think anybody does partnership really. There's sole proprietor, where you basically just use your social security number. And then the next step up is to be incorporated. And S corp is just one name for one of the simplest ways to be incorporated. But your accountant will explain that to you. Or LLC, right. I did a sole proprietor for 10 years. I didn't even pay taxes I shouldn't say this on video because I'm paying them now. I'm paying back taxes, but I didn't do it the right way. I waited to pay taxes and I paid the price, so don't do that. I made the excuse that I'm so poor I can't possibly pay taxes now. I'll pay them later when I can afford to. But I should have just tightened my belt even more and paid them at the time, because then you get penalties and all kinds of junk. All right, how do I keep enough inventory? Stop judging yourself. Make inventory as fast as possible and save all your mistakes, save all your bad ones, and put them out on a board for $5 each. I guarantee people will love your mistakes and they will think, oh, I don't see anything wrong with that. Add stuff from friends. Get stuff overseas. Get stuff from Amazon and just touch it up a little bit so it's still technically handmade. Like, twist and turn and find every possible way. Don't go crazy spending an hour and a half trying to make each piece, and then you get to your show and you only have 9 pieces to sell. Pack your table, your booth with everything. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. 10,000 hours. Until you do something for 10,000 hours, you're still in the learning process. So stop judging yourself and just go faster. What kind of art sells best? Jewelry. That's why this is 90% a jewelry channel. Jewelry is not my favorite form of art. It's fun. It's really fun. I like painting better. I like sculpting better. I like making designer woodworking coffee tables and bookshelves better. And I plan to do all that stuff again, but it's really hard. It's much harder to sell. Jewelry is just the easiest, so that's why we're all here. I mean, or maybe you guys actually enjoy jewelry the most, which is even better. I found the second easiest art to sell after jewelry is small pottery pieces like mugs. Mugs and little vases, if you don't sell them for too much, ceramic pieces, that's the second easiest thing to sell, in my experience. Should I do a live demonstration at a show? Absolutely. Anything you could do that's live. Go out in front of the customers with your tools as you're making every piece and walk back and forth and talk to them. They love it. People love entertainment, especially now that everything is online and everybody sits at home in their pajamas, does everything online. An actual live person in their face doing anything is exciting. Etsy, Shopify, what's the best to sell online? That's another question of weakness. Just do it. They're all about the same. I do Etsy because I find it's the most user-friendly, but they take about 9% of every sale. So that's just what it is. I accept that. I'm fine with that. Like they built a website. It's very easy to use. What you have to understand the most, no matter what you set up, nobody's coming. So set up your thing online. Thank you, Cali girl. Set up your thing online, but nobody's coming to see your art because you set something up. You set up a website, nobody's coming to your website just because it's sitting there. That's not how the internet works. That's not how art works. You set it up, then you get the customers and tell them to come there. You got to go to shows, you got to talk to people, you got to, you got to build your customer base. Then you can then you can use your online thing just as a platform to make sales, but it's not going to be the driver of getting people there. So Etsy, Shopify, I don't care. If I was brand new and I looked and Shopify had 1% better deal, maybe I'd do Shopify instead. But I'm on Etsy and I understand it, so I'm just sticking with it. Like, Etsy's never helped me make a sale that I know of. And they take 9%, roughly. It fluctuates between 8 to 9.5%. Like, it just is what it is. To me, it's user friendly, and I am not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm more worried about the art side of it. So, number 7, if not good at selling in person, should I stick to online sales? I don't know. My thing has always been get good at selling in person. The first year, I just sat behind a table and didn't talk to people. You wouldn't believe it, knowing how much I talk now and can't shut up. The first year, I had pottery sitting on the table. I thought people shop the way I shop. I go in, I know what I want. I don't want anybody to talk to me unless I have a question. I get what I get and I get out. That's how I shop. I didn't realize that's not how most people shop. So I sat behind the table like this. People came up, looked at my stuff. I didn't even say a word to them. I said hello. I said hello because you're supposed to, not even because I wanted to say hi. I just said hello. And they looked, and then I waited, and they said, how much is this? Blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't until like after a year of this that I realized people would rather be entertained than even have your art. It's about the experience. So then when people are coming up, I was like, hey, how are you doing? I like your dress. I like the colors you have on. Blah, 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 blah. This, you know what would look really great with that? Do you want to know how I make this? Well, the conversation, the interpersonal connection, they go home and they tell their friends, I met this guy in the park and you would not believe, and he told me all this stuff. They forget about what they even bought from you. It's about the experience. And I quadrupled my sales just by talking to people. So talk to people, get good at it. And if you're like, how do you do it online? I still don't know. I couldn't sell anything online without this channel. And I spent 2 years making silly videos to build this channel. So unless you want to copy that, I'm not the answer. I don't know how to do that ROI and all that internet fancy stuff to drive traffic. If you know how to do that, go for it. But I would say do anything, and I'm going to say this in another question, but do anything to build buzz around getting people excited to look at your stuff. Business license, I've never needed a business license to do a craft sale. I don't understand people who are like, I need a business license. I've never had a craft sale ask for a business license. This is Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Delaware. These 4 states. And also state fairs. I went to state fairs in Florida, Colorado, Virginia, and Michigan, and Louisiana. Never had anyone ask for a business license. So I don't know what that is. If someone asked for a business license, I'd be like, why? Why do you want that? No vendor license, no business license. I've had some people say, oh, well, if you don't have a vendor license, then we'll kind of give you a temporary one, whatever. I'm like, I don't care. State fairs have come and tried to collect the taxes from you at the end of the show several times. That kind of weirded out Dante and I, but whatever. But yes, you should have your stuff squared away with your accountant. So you're doing everything clearly. You're setting aside money for your taxes, all that junk. A vinyl sticker on your vehicle with your shop on it. I don't know. Okay, number 8. Do you have an item you would never part with? Yes, I have some vases that I spent hours on that came out so amazing. And when I realized that people were just buying my vases for 20, 30, 40 bucks each, and I was getting rid of them so fast, and some of them were really unique, I held on to like 7 or 8 of my really favorite, because until I'm like super huge and somebody wants to give me $2,000 for one of them, because that's how valuable they are to me, I'm going to keep them, and keep them in my family or whatever. They're in the other room. I can show you guys in a minute. Number 9, I don't have any jewelry really I would never part with, although if I've worn the jewelry, I used to sell jewelry right off of my neck because it was a fun thing to go into a store, be like, hey, I'd like a cheeseburger. Hey, I like your necklace, says the cashier. Hey, would you like to own it? Are you serious? Sure. How much? $5. I used to sell, not this fancy, but I used to sell a really, really simple, tiny little stone on a leather cord, a little ceramic piece for $5. I can't believe I sold it for that low, but people would buy it off me every time. And then I was like, now I got my cheeseburger and fries for free. I won't do that anymore. It kind of weirds me out that I'm wearing something for days and days and days and getting it all sweaty and the leather is absorbing the sweat, and then I'm going to give it to somebody else to wear. I don't know why. It's just an OCD thing now. It kind of weirds me out. But, okay. Number 9, what is your best way to market yourself? Do anything to create a buzz around you, whatever your strengths are. The best way to market yourself, do like, I'm trying to think of the easy way to say this, because when I actually put this in a video, I'm gonna go really in depth with these, but this is kind of an in-depth one. Basically, do anything possible to get people talking about whatever your strengths are. Just be desperate, zealous, over the top, no holds barred, like try anything. Have a Tupperware party at your house where you just set up your jewelry. Ask your friend if you can sell at their daycare to the other teachers. Like, go around to hair salons and ask if you can put up a little stand in their store and split it 50-50 if their customers buy the jewelry. Because now they have a new source of income. They cut someone's hair. Ooh, I want that necklace. Now they get an extra $10. They didn't do anything. They just put your stand in the window. You get an extra $10. You didn't have to go out to any shows. You just have, try everything. Try everything. Understand 9 out of 10 things are going to fail, and just keep trying and trying, and you'll figure out stuff to market yourself. You put a vinyl sticker on your car. That thought just came to me. I never heard that before. But put a vinyl sticker on your car with the name of your shop. How do you handle sales tax? You just got to do it. You got to ask for sales tax. If you don't ask for sales tax, it's 6% in Pennsylvania. You gotta eat the cost. You're charging someone $20. You're not really making $20. You're making 18 something, because you're just gonna have to pay it out of your own money. So I'd say always keep a reserve of cash in your account. Don't go down to zero. Always keep a certain amount there set aside, understanding that you're gonna have to pay taxes. Yeah, make magnets, make stickers. Okay. Number 11, how much inventory should you bring to a show? The easiest question of all. All of it. Bring all your inventory. If you can't fit it on your table, smush it closer. If you think it's too mushy and you want to spread it out, put it behind you in boxes. Bring absolutely everything you've ever made to every show. And I'm telling you, bring it all and then some. Like, bring it all, bring your tools, make stuff while you're sitting there. Business cards are actually not that great. Once upon a time they were. Now, you hand someone a business card, they throw it away immediately. Better than a business card is it takes a little bit of guts, but if you make a connection with a customer and you have a happy connection, before they walk away, say, hey, can you do me a huge favor? Yes. What's that? Can I add you to my social media right now? Can I add you to my Facebook? Can I add you to my Instagram? Take their phone and literally type in your thing and add yourself. Or at least let them hold their phone and read off the name of your thing and let them find you and add themselves. That is how I built like 1,000 customers on Facebook 7 years ago. 1,000 customers on Facebook. I also had business cards. I handed out hundreds of them. You know how many customers I got back from a business card? Maybe one, but I can't even remember. I can't even remember one person who ever got back to me from a business card. And I've received hundreds of business cards. You know how many people I called back from those business cards? None. They all pile up in my wallet. I go through them a year later. I can't remember who they are, and I throw them all out. Maybe one. Maybe one. But it's okay to have business cards. I'm not saying but don't rely on them. Don't invest a lot of money in them, and don't give them out to every single person who walks by. You will just be throwing away money. Like, put a business card in every bag after someone buys something. That's okay. But don't have them on your table. A business card is also, here's a little secret. A business card is an excuse for a would-be customer to politely walk away. If they take a business card, they feel like they're giving you the hope that they might get back to you, and then they feel good about walking away without a commitment. So you're giving them permission to leave. A business card says you have permission to walk away from my booth. It's 100% psychological. I mean, you could see it on their face. Dozens of people will do that to you at any show. Thanks, I really like your stuff. Maybe not right now, but I'm going to take a business card. I'm doing you a favor. I'm going to take a business card. Bye. See, you're kind of a legit business. I'm encouraging you. I'm going to take your business card. I'm going to put it in my purse. See, it's nice. It's nice. Goodbye. And then they walk away and they're like, oh, what did I want for lunch? Yeah, I mean, right. I've done it. As much as I'm making fun of it, I want to get out of here. I don't want to talk to this person anymore, but I don't want to be rude. I'll just take their business card and give them false hope and then walk away. So don't put the business cards on your table. If you want to have them, have them. But telling you, don't give them, take people's phones and put your social media in, or say, hey, can I add you right now? Can you look me up real quick right now? Can I add you to my social media? Then, I mean, there were times I was broke, I would cold call, Facebook message someone out of the blue. Hi, how's it going? Just a customer, not even a friend. How's it going? Oh, hey, I remember you. I met you at that show. You make beautiful jewelry. Yeah, well, I've been making a lot of stuff lately, and I was just wondering if you happen to have anyone in your family with a birthday coming up because I have this new style. Cannot believe how well that worked. Yeah, you know what? I actually my best friend Susie, hers is next month. And let me see what you got. Give me some photos. Send some photos. Ooh, I really like that one. Literally, I would sell through Messenger, just informally. Yeah, I also hate when everybody says everything is beautiful. Yeah, Valerie, absolutely. You're right. How hungry you're. But yeah, I also hate when everybody's like, everything's beautiful, and then they don't buy anything, and you're like, they're also just being patronizing. Like, your stuff is, I'm going to give you value by complimenting you so much so I don't have to buy anything, but I still feel good about myself that I supported an artist by giving compliments. Um, and you'll find you do that too to other people. But what you can do instead of being mad about it, turn it around. They're like, oh, your stuff is so beautiful. Be like, thank you. You're beautiful. And then they'll be like taken off guard. They weren't expecting that. They'll be like, thank you. Be like, oh yeah, your hair, the way you do that, like, and the way you color match your clothes and your purse and that, like, you have really good style. Thank you so much. Now suddenly you turn it on them. You're brightening their day. They're like, be like, yeah. You know what? I know you're probably not planning to get anything. You probably have your money set aside for lunch. You're ready to get out of here. Can I just suggest one thing real quick? These over here, I do 20 for them, but this one would look so good with the shirt you're wearing. I would do 10 just for you because it would just make me happy that my art went out there. 50% chance they'll say yes. Or, real quick, here's my favorite one. My favorite question of all time at a live show. These are not the droids you're looking for. Psychological voodoo. Best question. You ready for the best question? Write this down. Write this down. Best question. I'm starting out right now. Can you help me? Can you do me a quick favor and just give me your opinion? Who doesn't like to give their opinion? Can you look at all the pieces I have and tell me what's your favorite? What would you be most likely to get if you were to get something? What is your favorite piece? Write this down. Best question of all time. What is your favorite piece on my displays? What is your favorite piece? Act pathetic. I'm just starting out. I'm scared. I'm wide-eyed in the world. This is all too much for me. Help me out. Please tell me. What do you think is my best piece? What's your favorite piece? What's the one you'd be most likely to buy, like, down the road sometime? No pressure. And they love it. Everyone loves giving their opinion. Listen to me, I give my opinion hours every day. I don't know why you guys still listen to it. I trash some of your favorite singers, and then I encourage you with some of your other favorite singers. But so then they do it. They go, this one. Oh, I love this one. And then you hit them with the double whammy. Well, guess what? Since you helped me, since you gave me your opinion and you're helping me build my studio with your opinion, humble little me who doesn't know anything, you really helped me with that opinion. I'm going to do a favor for you. I'm not going to get much out of this, but I want to say thank you for helping me. If you want that your favorite piece, I'm going to give it to you for half price. 50% of the time they will walk away with that piece. Now the trick is, beforehand you already doubled the price of what you wanted to get. So you're just selling it to them for what you are comfortable, what you really want. And again, don't judge yourself that that's manipulative, because it's literally, who's to say your piece is worth $40 or $60 when somebody will just go to Kay Jewelers, and only because the displays are nicer and only because the people are dressed in suits and really nice clothes, they'll spend $4,000 for some tiny little diamond in a tiny little setting that looks like nothing compared to this beautiful piece that you spent hours making. And that little tiny diamond in a little tiny setting was probably set by some 14-year-old in East Asia who pops out hundreds of them. And they're paying $4,000 for it. Why? Because that's just how retail works. So there's absolutely no reason why your piece is not worth 100. Every one of your pieces is worth 100, but you're not going to get 100. So play the game. What are you comfortable getting? 20? Market for 40, give everybody half price. And, okay. All right, lesson's over. I'm going to finish making this into a video. I wonder if I could download this and just take this section and make it into a separate video. But anyway, let's get back to the show. Maybe I think I'm going to rename this show "How to Price Items," or no, how to answer 11 questions about selling jewelry. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the questions. Now I've used up all my energy. Maybe I won't do it as a separate show. How many people we got? 48. Okay. Now let's get started. I'm going to go fast for two reasons. One, we got really behind on the mail this week, and let me see. Is that nice and detailed? Yeah, that's pretty good. One, we got really behind on the mail this week, and two, I think it's kind of more fun when we go fast. So I'm going to go fast. So you guys get ready. And fast might mean I'm giving this stuff away for less. That's fine. I just want to move fast and get through it. So get ready. Here goes. Here goes, here goes, here goes. On your mark. Get set. This piece of turquoise howlite, very, very chunky. It has the look of like real genuine turquoise with all the veins and the chunkiness and the rawness. Hole drilled through the top. Kind of a fun, different shape. And okay, good, we're focusing. This piece of Imperial Jasper, I also like the shape of it. I like marquee type shapes. I like shapes that have like a point at the top and the bottom and kind of follow this diamondy pattern, but also if they're like a little scraggly too, so they look more raw. And that has a hole drilled across there. You could turn it this way since the hole is there. Another Baxter Monkey green azurite mixed with blue lapis lazuli, and that is a hole at the top there. From Baxter Monkey, this is a little cute little agate slice. I usually sell these separately, but it goes in the set. From Barefoot Hippies, another Imperial Jasper, burnt orange. I'm pulling out the shapes I really, really like. The weird, goofy shapes I'll leave for the boo-boo sets, but these are the shapes I like. I already think are really cool. And that's our first set. I almost think like, should I log off and log back in so this can be a separate show with the question and answer? Or should we just keep going? Should we just keep going? Because if we have log off and log back in, I'm going to lose about a quarter of you who will never come back. But most of you will come back. What do you think? You guys decide. Keep going with the show or log out to keep this a separate video for just selling, and then log back in. I mean, a separate video for question and answer. Cali Girl says log off. Yes, log off. Sure. All right, so it's at 45 minutes. This will be a separate question and answer. I'm going to risk losing you guys, so please come back. I'm logging right back on, okay? My gut is telling me it's a good idea. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching, and come back in 30 seconds because I'm going to log back in for the regular show. Okay? Here goes. Stay right there.